Tricia here at Club Scrap again, and I want to tell you about Greetings to Go a little bit and then show you a great monochromatic card. Greetings to Go is a wonderful kit you can get every month, and in it are usually die cuts, some sort of a fiber, 15 cards that are scored, 15 envelopes, 15 panels or more, depending on how many panels per card. So this is the Serenity Greetings to Go, and you can see it's a whole bunch of card making fun. And let's get started with our monochromatic card. I'm using one of the cards and panel sets from the collection. Here it is. Card, pre-cut panel, and another pre-cut panel that nests perfectly onto that card. Already scored, ready to go. All you have to do is just think of something, and if you ever need help thinking of something, I make cards for you every month. So I just wanted to show you how quick and easy this monochromatic collage card comes together. All I used were the stamps from Club Scrap. It's an entire sheet of images, and I've already gone ahead and mounted them, and these are the images that will be featured on the card, all of them actually, and one singular lone Sapphire ink pad and a little bit of an ink applicator. So let's begin with the background. And one of the images on the set, it's probably really hard to see like this, is a block of text, and I love using text for creating what I would call a noise on my cards. So this is just going to be stamped a few times. What I try to do is avoid having to stamp it so it's all side by side and in a perfect line, because it's really tough to align it that way. So I'm just going to stamp 3 times, knowing full well that much of this is going to end up being covered by that panel. I'm just starting to build a foundation for my collage. Okay, so I've stamped off the edge each time, and next up I will add another element, and that is this cool bubble border. So I'll ink that, and I'm going to stamp, you know, with the awareness that most of this is covered, so I'm not too worried about the edges or the inner part of this card, but it'll just all be covered. You can see how quickly this is coming together. Okay, next up will be a little text element. It's the word believe. So I'll stamp off the edge once again, maybe getting some of those remaining open areas just so that the background card is interesting. It's just a fun way to use all of the images from these collage sheets. Okay, next up I think we'll work on the main panel. So I'll grab my smallest panel that will nest onto my card base. And for that we have a big, gigantic quote. You heard me pull it off of my sheet. Since it's so big, I'll use my grid ruler, my 8x8 grid ruler. And what I'm doing here is carefully placing the image onto the ruler so that the edge of the text aligns with the ruler's guideline as well. For me, that's not enough of a proof that I have my image appropriately aligned onto the mounting ruler. So I'll just ink it, and then I'm going to stamp it on my desk blotter, which also has a grid. Now if I have everything in alignment, this image should be straight. So hope along with me. Oh, it's right on the line, and I think I've shared that tip with you before, but it's really nice when your cards are so well aligned that the recipient won't go, oh, I see this card maker was having a rough day when they stamped this image. And now all I need to do is align my ruler's grid with the edge of the paper, press down firmly, and because I don't have a thick handle to grab onto, it does take a little bit of agility. Firm pressure all over this image, and then lift, and there's a beautiful foreground image. Finally, I'll just wipe the ink off here a little bit. I'll peel that away and add one last larger swirl. Now this is going to be a background, so to make it lay in the background of this stamped quote, I'll first stamp it onto my desk blotter, and then a second generation stamping on the panel, and look how soft that looks. It's like I just made another ink pad for myself in a light blue color, but it's still the original Sapphire ink. Okay, so there I have my layers one last thing you can do now to tie this up beautifully is use our ink applicator to add one additional soft frame or soft edge to this panel. To do that, I'm landing on my desk blotter first and then pulling inward and upward. That way I don't leave nasty marks on my card panel. And that creates such a nice frame. Now, one last thing you can do, because you're using your greetings to go, along with it are some dragonfly embellishments. There are some die cuts in here. So I just took out one of the die cuts and attached it, once again sticking with my monochromatic theme to finish off this card. Ain't it grand? I hope you enjoy making this for yourself.